Hello students, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture we are going to discuss about the MMF method. So in the previous video we have discussed about the EMF method. In the EMF method we have taken all the MMFs as the EMFs that are going to be generated in the synchronous generator. From that we have calculated the value of the voltage drop that is going to be occurred in the machine, and from that we have calculated the value of the voltage regulation. So in continuation with that, we are going to discuss about the MMF method. In this MMF method, we are going to consider all the EMFs that are going to be generated in the machine as the MMFs. So what is the meaning of this particular statement is that we are going to have all the voltage drops that are the the voltage drop due to the resistance. So the resistance drop, leakage reactance drop, and the armature reaction drop. So we are going to take these three drops into consideration, and from these drops we are going to find out these drops as the values of the MMF, and we are going to take this as the main voltage drops across the machine, and we are going to find out the EMF from that particular drops, and from that we are going to find out the voltage regulation. So this is the main aim of this particular method. So before going into the details of the MMF method, we are going to say some of the assumptions that are going to be made in this particular method. So the first assumption is going to be the uniform air gap, and the second assumption is going to be the saturation should be neglected. So these two assumptions are already made in the EMF method itself. So the uniform air gap will be giving the uniform voltage drops inside the machine, and we are not going to take any of the nonlinear assumptions that should be made in the real practical machine. And we are going to assume that the saturation is also going to be neglected, but the in the practical machine the saturation cannot be neglected. So by that way the EMF and the MMF method will be having the voltage regulations as low as possible than that of the original case. So so these two methods will be having these two assumptions, so that the voltage regulation is also going to be less. But whenever we are comparing the voltage regulation of the EMF method comparing to the EMF method, the MMF method voltage regulation is still going to be very less. So we will explain that using the some of the after finishing the basic derivation of the method. So the third assumption is going to be the leakage reactance is to be considered as part of the armature reaction. In the EMF method, we have not taken the separate armature reaction EMF or the MMF. In this particular MMF method, we are going to take the separate armature reaction EMF or the MMF. We are going to take the armature reaction EMF along with the leakage reactance EMF, and using those particular EMFs, we are going to calculate that we are going to convert these armature reaction and the leakage reactance EMFs into the MMFs, and we are going to calculate from that we will be calculating the voltage regulation. So how we are going to do? So why we need this leakage reactance and the armature reaction EMFs is that the EMF that is going to be drop in the synchronous generator is going to be mainly due to these three drops, that is the resistance drop, leakage reactance drop, and the armature reaction drop. In the EMF method we have not taken this all the drops, but in this method we are going to take this all the drops. So as in the case of the assumption, the leakage reactance drop is going to be considered as a armature reaction drop. So we are going to concentrate only on the armature reaction drop that will include the leakage reactance drop also. So how we are going to derive this particular MMFs from these EMFs, that is the drop EMFs of this particular three kind of drops. So the voltage equation of the generator is going to be EF is equal to VT plus IARA plus J IAXS. So from this particular equation, we are having the RA plus JXS as the reactance of the impedance of the machine. So in order to have this particular EMFs to be converted into the MMFs, we are going to have the air gap line whose slope is going to be given as the value of K. So this slope K is going to be the constant. So we are going to take this particular slope. So we are going to divide these particular EMFs by the armature reaction, the air gap line's slope. So if you are dividing the EMF equation by the air gap line's slope, we are having the equation as like this. Also we can expand this particular excess value as the addition of the armature reactance and the armature that is the leakage reactance of the machine. So we can write this as the E dash, that is we are going to add the terminal voltage plus the resistance drop as the E dash divided by minus JK plus JIA XL plus XR divided by minus JK. So from this equation we can write this particular EF divided by minus JK as the MMF of the. So why we are saying this as the MMF? Because we are just divided this particular EMF value into the slope of the air gap line, so that this EMF value will be converted into the MMF value. So the generated EMF will be corresponding to the MMF, that is the generated MMF. The total MMF of the machine is equal to this E dash will be corresponding to the voltage MMF called the resultant MMF, and this particular equation will be having the MMF that is going to be caused by the armature reaction and the leakage reactance. So this particular two MMFs can be added up together. That is the leakage reactance MMF and the armature reaction MMF. So these two will be added up together and we will be having this particular equation. So so in order to have this particular equation as in the form of the vector diagram, we can draw the vector diagram like this. Like we will be having the voltage, that is the terminal voltage over here. So the terminal voltage will be having the load in the machine, that if it is going to be the lagging power factor, then the IA will be lagging behind the VT, that is the terminal voltage, by the angle of theta. So after drawing this IA, we can draw the value the particular vector of the IARA. So this IARA will be in phase with the IA. So we can draw this particular IA as shown in this figure. So if we are adding these two values, we will be getting this E dash particular vector. So that was given over here, that is the Vt plus IARA has been converted as the E dash over here. So the vector that will be the vector addition of Vt plus IARA will be giving us the E dash. So the angle between the IA and the E dash will be the alpha. So these two angles are going to be very important. So from that we will be having this particular diagram. And now what we are going to do is we are going to we have converted the EMFs that are going to be constitute the voltage equation of the machine, and we have converted those EMFs into the MMFs. So this MMF can also be given in this particular diagram. So how we are going to represent this particular VTIARA will be having as a E dash. So the corresponding MMF of this particular E dash will be FR, that is the resultant MMF. So we can have this particular E dash as E dash will be having the leading MMF vector for this particular EMF, that is the E dash EMF will be having the 90-degree leading FR MMF wave. So we have drawn this, and from the discussion that this particular drop, that is the XL plus XR into IA drop will be given as the addition of the two MMFs, that is FL plus FR, that is the MMF due to the leakage reactance and the MMF due to the armature reaction has been given, and this particular MMFs will be having in phase vector with the particular IA. So this particular vector, this particular FA, FL plus FR vector will be having the vector as the in phase with this IA. So we can draw this particular vector diagram vector over here. So FA, sorry, the FR plus FL, armature reaction plus, sorry, I have just made a mistake. This particular equation we can write it as a XA. So here also we can write this as a FA, and this is also as a FA. Okay, so this FL plus FA will be having in phase with the IA. So this FA plus FL can be drawn as a vector that is in phase with the IA. So we can draw. So from this equation we can come to a conclusion that vector addition of these two vectors will be given as the FF. So these three vectors, that is the FR, that is the resultant vector, and this is the MMF vector of the stator EMF, and this is the MMF vector of the XL plus XA, that is the armature leakage reactance and the armature reaction MMF. So by adding these three vectors we can come to that this three vector will be giving the particular FF vector. So so we can explain these three MMFs from the OCC and the SCC, that is the open circuit characteristics and the short circuit characteristics of the machine. That is, if you are going to have this particular open circuit test, we are going to open circuit the terminals of the synchronous generator, and we will be applying the field current, so that we will be having the generated voltage across the machine. So this generator voltage will be having will be having we don't have any current to be flown inside the machine, so that we will not have any of the losses over that particular machine. So the MMF that is going to be required to generate this particular EMF will be taken as the Vt plus IARA. So that will be the pure voltage that is generated across the machine without having the drop in the drop due to the reactance of the machine. So we will have this particular EMF that is corresponding to this particular term will be taken as the MMF that is required to generate the rated voltage across the machine from the open circuit characteristics of the machine. So we can write this MMF as the MMF required to generate the rated voltage, and we will be doing the short circuit test. So how we will be doing the short circuit test? We will be short circuiting the terminals of the machine, that is the generator, and we will be applying the rated short circuit current by varying the field current of the machine. So we will be making the rated short circuit current, that is the rated current across the terminals of the machine. So we will be having that particular MMF that is generated at this stage of the short circuiting condition. The particular MMF that is required to supply that particular short circuit current is equivalent to the uh, equivalent to supply the uh, equivalent to supply the uh, armature reactions and the leakage reactance drop. So we can take that MMF as the MMF that is required to supply the leakage reactance and the armature reaction drop. So we can take this particular MMF as the MMF required to circulate the rated short circuit current. So these two MMFs that are going to be the main basic for the particular MMF method, as the IF1, that is a first field current, and the second field current we are going to take. So the resultant is going to be the IFF. So in order to have the particular resultant MMF, we will be adding these two vectors, that is IF1 and the IF2, and we will be getting the IF. So this a vector addition of these two will be varying for the various load conditions. So the various load conditions can be taken as the vector diagram of like this. So we will be having the IF1, that is the MMF required to circulate the voltage, rated voltage. So this is going to be the IF1, and this is going to be the IF2 for the lagging power factor. So why we are drawing like this? Because in this diagram itself we can come to that if this is going to be the lagging power factor, then this particular thing will bend towards this particular instant, because the IA will be bending towards the lagging power factor. So this will also bend over this particular line. So we will be having this particular alpha, because this particular angle can be said as the 90° plus alpha. So why this is going to be the 90°? Because this FR will be having 90 plus alpha angle with the FA plus FL. So we will be having this particular angle to be over here. So this angle is going to be the alpha. So the resultant vector is going to be the IF. And for the unity power factor, we can draw the same vector diagram as IF1, and this IF2 will be in phase with the E vector. So we will be having this particular vector, and we can have the resultant vector as IF over here. So we can draw the same diagram for the leading power factor also. So for the leading power factor, we can draw the IF1 over here. Since this is going to be the leading power factor, the IF2 will be leading the EE. So we will be having this IF2 as over here, and the resultant will be like this. So this particular thing will be 90 minus alpha. So from this diagram itself we can come to that. So in this diagram we can expand this uh, particular vector into a triangle like this. So this particular angle will be equivalent to this particular angle. So we can take this angle as alpha. So we need to add these two vectors over this particular path. This is the first path, this is going to be the second path. If we add these two vectors we will be getting the if vector. So from the Pythagoras theorem we can write this as the if1. So this first path will be taken as if1 plus the if2 sine alpha 2 sine alpha. So if2 sine alpha the whole square plus this particular path. So this part we can take it as a if2 cos alpha the whole square. So from this we can write this if is equal to root of if1 plus if2 sine alpha the whole square plus if2 cos alpha the whole square. So from this if value we can take the value of the particular EMF that is going to be required to generate this particular if will be having its own value over this particular graph. So we can project that particular if into the OCC and we can get the new value of the E. So from this we can get the value of the voltage regulation as E minus Vt divided by Vt into 100 percentage. Okay, so for the unity power factor we can come to that the if value. So this is for lagging power factor. For unity power factor if is equal to if1 plus if2. So we can make this particular squares and root. So this we can give it for unity power factor, and for the leading power factor the same equation can be rewritten like if is equal to root of if1 minus if2 sine alpha the whole square plus if2 cos alpha the whole square. So from the lagging power factor equation itself, by replacing this plus into the minus, we can get the equation for the leading power factor. Why we are having like this means the alpha that is going to be over here, it is not 90 plus alpha, it was taken as the 90 minus alpha. So this particular case will be having as the f2 will be taken as the minus 1. So we will be having the minus value over here. So from this we can calculate the corresponding if value from the graph. So from that we can get the E value. So from the E value we can calculate the voltage regulation of the machine. So in the MMF method we will be having the voltage regulation as low as possible, so that the particular method can be said as the optimistic method. So why we are saying this as the optimistic method? We can we can go ahead with the particular reason. So the reason for the MMF method will be having the very less voltage regulation is that we will be having the particular EMF that is we will be we will be taking from the from the MMF method is very less because we are just neglecting the saturation over here, and the leakage reactance has been considered as the part of the armature reaction, so that the armature reaction drop that will be somewhat greater than the uh, voltage drop that we are calculating from the EMF method. So from that, the MMF method will be having the very less voltage regulation than that of the EMF method. Thank you.